Hey everyone, just going to do a quick overview of the drone Shepard tone library. Recently done some updates to the metadata and also adopting the universal category system. So you get to see a little bit of that, but then also hear a few of the examples just for convenience. So in this library, essentially there's going to be three. Actually, let's see now. Yeah, we've got three different types of files. So we have the original unprocessed drone. Well, it's still a designed sound. So things like that, or I can go in here to the eerie subcategory. So just going through a couple of these. I'm not going to play through the whole thing. You can listen to the full previews if you really want to hear everything. But essentially, what these are, these initial drones, they don't have any of the Shepard tone processing on them yet. But these are performances from modular synths and other similar sources. So I think there's some electromagnetic mic recordings in here. But the idea here is that each of these is its own kind of performance. So the whole way through, some of them are pretty long, like that one. A lot of them are like 2 or more minutes long. So it's a lot of really great source material for, filling in the gaps for different types of design work. So it's a little, it's kind of broad spectrum, but a lot of these sounds are, I've used them a lot myself just for, filling in like weapon design or different weird sci-fi type of things. So you have these original unprocessed drone or kind of texture sounds, which on their own I think are really great, really valuable. And then if I go into the riser section, so I've designed a Shepard tone with the pitch rising and then a Shepard tone with the pitch falling. So a lot of these... again, I won't play through all of them. Each category, so here's bad signal riser, if we look at that. So you have the tone rising and falling, and then you have this short riser, which is just a really quick, it's not overly designed, but it is just a nice kind of rising pitch tone. All right, so it's not meant to loop or anything. But, let's see. I'm not quite sure how many pairs of these there are, but there's quite a few different subcategories within here, different types of textures. Some of them are going to be more chaotic, some of them are going to be more rhythmic, and then some of them are going to be a lot more tonal. So it's just, again, nice design textures that you can kind of use as a backbone for other things. Now, what I added with this update, if I go to... Here, if we look at it, let's see, change my view in Soundminer. So here's what the file name is actually looking like with the universal category system. So I'm not going to talk a ton about the universal category system right now, but it is an initiative to get a lot of independent sound effects distributors and, those of us who have large personal libraries on the same page and organized in a way that everybody has kind of like a common form for the way that their sound effects file names and the way that we're categorizing things. So I think it's going to be extremely valuable. I think if a lot of us get on board with it, it's going to be a super powerful tool to make all these awesome sounds that the community is producing even more useful and even more powerful with the combined system. So whether or not you're on that, it will be nice to see, I think, a lot of these libraries from... I've seen the list. There's a lot of distributors who are going to get on board. You're going to see a lot more uniformity with any library you buy from, any other distributor. And obviously I want to make the effort to go into that. So if you already own this library, because this is just an update, I have gone through and I've redone all the metadata. So I went into, I did keywords, which I don't remember what I had in the keywords section before, but I didn't always have Soundminer. So I went in and added keywords for a lot of these. And then I went in and also added more robust descriptions So some of these all kind of had a similar description before, but I went in and I really tried to take my time and make a description for each effect type. So I think there's a lot of information in here. It should really be helpful for you. And yeah, so you're going to have the Soundminer metadata embedded as well. If you have Soundminer, that'll be helpful. And one additional thing is what I'd like to start doing when I update these libraries. I'll try to do it with each one if I can come up with a good idea. But I'm going to add every time I do an update, I'm just going to add some new sounds to them. So with this one, I added some bass dives. So I took a lot of those performance sounds, the performance or the original drone recording, whatever you want to call them. And I went ahead and I made some bass dives with some of those. So yeah, I think there's about 20, there's 20 sounds in there. So just as kind of a nice added bonus, so that the library gets it's something a little extra with the update, especially if you already own it, then it's something nice that you can, go ahead and have access to. And again, if you already own the library, you can use the original download link that you would have received to click and go to the URL, and the new files will be there for you to download if you'd like. If you've lost that, you can contact me directly and I can get you a new link. But also if you purchase the library for the first time, then you're going to get all these things as a baseline. This is the new organization of these of my libraries. So I'll be going over and doing updates to each library. It's going to take me a little bit of time because I also have new stuff I'm working on. But so hopefully this is a positive move in direction to get a little bit more value out of these and just kind of make them easier for everybody to use. So this video would probably be a little longer than some of the other update videos I'll do, but I did just want to kind of talk about it a little bit and provide a little context for what's going on. So check out the library. If you have any questions, you can always feel free to contact me. Usually I like to set aside some time at the end of the day to answer emails, and I usually do that every day. So I like to be on top of things. But thanks again, and take care.